now, where municipalities are calling for a resolution to the province's water supply issues. Municipalities like Mahikeng and Ngaka Mudiri Mulema were hard hit by water shortages yesterday. The Premier, together with the MEC for Cooperative Governance, Human Settlements and Traditional Affairs, Lina Mirha, and municipal officials have met today. Well, we're joined now by the Premier of the Northwest, Mr. Bushy Maape, to give us insight into how they are planning to resolve this issue. Premier, good afternoon. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us this hour. First up, you've been having these meetings in trying to try and resolve the issue of water. What's the latest you can tell us now in terms of your efforts currently? Are you putting together a task team of sorts?
Good afternoon, Braden, and good afternoon to your viewers. Can I firstly say that I want to apologize to the people of the Northwest for this inconvenience over the few past days related to the interruption of water provision. Braden, I don't know whether you are still there.
Yes, I'm here.
I can't see you.
Yeah, I can see you. I can hear you. You are starting first with an apology.
Yeah. Yes, to the residents, this is something that we are not proud of, the fact that they had to endure 4 days without water. I must say that we met with the MEC and we set up a team which we call the War Room. And the task of the War Room is to go through each and every municipality and identify water problems, particularly where there's a problem relating to interruption or quality of water. And I must say that the majority of problems have been resolved for now. What we did is we looked at the problem, and where there is an immediate solution to infrastructure problem, we then developed the solution and applied the solution. Where the solution would take long, we resorted to provision of water through tankering. And I must say that the majority of communities in the Northwest are getting water now.
So that problem of no water for 4 days in some of the areas has been resolved for now, including supplying water by tanks. In your assessment, as we are putting together this war room, your initial assessment, where is the major problem? Is it in infrastructure, lack of maintenance, or lack of proper management of what exists?
The correct and simple answer to that is that all of the above. So that it's a combination of infrastructure that has aged and sometimes human error and sometimes dereliction. And so we are addressing all of those. And we think that today we met with the Deputy Minister responsible for water and sanitation. And we developed an interim plan to address those issues. We even identified money from other municipalities where we could pay to really repair some of the damaged infrastructure that required not huge amounts of money, but that could be immediately be repaired so that people could then receive water.
Now, Ndate Maape, the cynic in me says you are doing all of this because of next week, Monday. Are you doing this because of the elections?
Yeah, it's a question that people ask, and I think we won't argue with them. But let me just give you an example. In Swaziland, we have problems of water, and so we are providing water with tankering. But there's a pipeline connecting Christiana, where we have the dam, with Swaziland. We are left only with 20 kilometers to really connect the two areas. And this is a project that we started many years ago.
Why did it stop? Why did the program? Why did this program stop? Premier, why was this program that started so many years ago not completed before you became Premier, for example?
Stopped. It never stopped. It's So it takes time. For instance, the Taun Dam. It's a huge dam, but it's going to, this month, and it has got nothing to do with elections. It took 5 years to build this infrastructure because, then you'll agree, there are things that you can address in the short term, but there are other things that will require major infrastructure, and those projects usually take time.
Okay, they take time, but your commitment then, what would it be? You are a new premier of the Northwest. You just came in a short while ago, but there are local government elections. You've mentioned a number of places. Those are local municipalities. How would you as a province ensure that this is just not an empty election promise?
Yeah, brother, let me tell you, the issue of the war room started last year. And I think we made a mistake last year in December, and there were no elections. And we were meeting every day to look at each and every municipality and identify problems. I think the mistake we made is that when we thought that we had addressed all the water problems, then we disbanded the war room. I think the war room should be a permanent feature. Like I said, it was there last year and there were no elections. It should be a permanent feature where people meet. Now they are meeting daily, but I think with time they may meet twice a week, and each municipality should report water problems in that municipality, and we should immediately develop intervention strategies.
So, Ntate Maape, you are committing to make that the war room, in terms of the water situation in the Northwest, will stay on for as long as it is needed. But, I mean, opposition political parties have been saying that, your governing party, which is the ANC, your party that's governing the province and local level in some of those municipalities, is failing, and because of the water situation, needs to be voted out. How would you respond to that?
I think my concern is water provision to communities. I hear what others are saying. We do pay attention to what others are saying, but our main concern is water provision to communities. And I must say there was no water in Mafikeng for 4 days. Now there's water in Mafikeng, and I'm happy. That's all I want to be concerned about. What others are saying, I'll pay attention. They may give me good advice, but my main focus is provision of water to communities. I'm happy there is the Taun Dam. The Taun Dam is going to resolve problems of water in Taun, in villages there. And so we are happy we have that long-term strategy. So it's a combination of short-term reaction to problems that we didn't anticipate, but long-term planning is what is required. And it takes time to really build a dam. It takes time, and so we are happy we have the Taun Dam. Is going to supply those villages, including some townships around there, with water.
Yeah, Ntate Maape, in a few months' time, I'm going to request an interview with you to talk about this war room and see what you are achieving and what progress you are making. Yes, things do take time, especially big infrastructure projects, but there has to be progress. People, when they open the tap, they want that water flowing. Finally, I can't let you go without asking you a question about Ditsobotla local municipality as the premier there. I understand that the Office of the Public Protector is investigating claims that some officials there were given top jobs without the necessary skills, qualifications, or expertise. Ditsobotla is the same municipality where we've seen issues happening, a number of problems. How do you respond to the challenges of Ditsobotla? What are you as a premier are promising the people of Ditsobotla? How are you going to support them to resolve these issues?
Ditsobotla then is not different from the government there. In the Northwest, we have Section 100 where there were similar malfeasance. And we have allowed the government really, in terms of state organs, to deal with these issues. And we are happy that the public protector is dealing with issues in Ditsobotla. What we have done is that we have appointed an administrator there, and the administrator is addressing issues of service delivery in the interim.
Okay, thank you very much. That's the Northwest Premier, Mr. Bushy Maape, talking to us there about the water issues of the Northwest. Water shortages, of course, one of the key matters that are being raised by residents of different municipalities across the country as we head towards the local government elections. And that's what he was telling us what they're trying to do in the Northwest province. We'll have to keep tabs on that. I mean, parties make all kinds of promises, and then after elections, they move on to other stuff. I think it's our role as well, as the media particularly, to keep tabs and follow up on these issues as they progress.